proud of the group and the group mentality this year. And this obviously the start to these 5 games, just to the commitment to defending, the commitment to transition, the commitment to getting better from game to game.
Welcome to Red Stars Report, a podcast dedicated to bringing you the latest and greatest news and commentary on all things Chicago Red Stars. I'm your host, LT.
And I'm your co-host, Grant.
Grant, another win under the belt after their first loss, back with 3 points, back to climbing that table. This is going to be an interesting show for me specifically, because usually I'm taking notes, watching the match again. And here we are right after the final whistle, right after the post-match presser, and we're recording. So let's see how good my memory is after
W.
Yeah, very, very fresh in our minds, which is good, but I have such a bad memory. My notes usually are my saving grace, but we could just start right off. First half was a success for the first time this season. It was impressive with their winning and keeping possession. 0 shots on goal, I believe. Great press from the forward line. Just altogether a very good first half, 2 goals, and that's what solidified it for them. Was that first half. It's really all they needed.
Yeah. I mean, our best first half of the season so far. Hopefully this is a trend that will continue on for the rest of the year. Box-to-box goal, of course. What's not to love? Allie Schley goal, as everyone likes to say. So that was awesome. Because I know we've been talking about her getting back in a goal scoring groove, and we got to see that today. So that was exciting.
Yeah, just another like you said, box to box moment from Mal. Gets possession in Chicago's half, gets all the way to that other box, dumps a nice little touch to Allie, and she puts one in the back of the net. It was something that I really needed to see from Allie specifically, was finishing. She's had opportunities throughout the year to get the ball in the back of the net. She has obviously done it this year, but not too consistently. And in that moment, she needed to score. She got it at her feet. She put it away. It was perfect. And then on the other side of that was not our first glimpse of the Mal that we know, but certainly one that kind of flashed some memories, especially back to that KC game a couple years ago, going box to box, just blazing past defenders like they look like they're running in slow motion, and she looks sped up. It's it's very interesting to watch Mal just blow by people, and it looks like they're jogging even though they're at full sprint.
Yeah, it's just Malpia. I just as I was watching today, I was like, I know like other people are gonna say this too, like, oh, Chicago last game, Chicago now. Like, of course, she is the whole reason that things have happened today. Without her, we can't get things started. And that's kind of like an unfortunate truth, I guess. Thinking back to the Angel City game. Ugh, pushing that way out of our minds. Get rid of that memory. We're back in the win column. Got 3 points on the road. The only team this weekend a win on the road, I believe, right?
I believe
So
so.
far.
There's a match going on right now, so we
Yes.
won't know the results of that one quite yet. But you're absolutely right. Everyone else has won at home, and Chicago won on the road.
Raining on your parade. My
Uh,
apologies.
yeah, yeah. The like you say, the comparison between the matches is like it's going to make people look and go, well, Mal wasn't there for one, they lost. She's there for this next one, and they won. Like there's your difference, and it's not unwarranted to think that way, and it's not untrue that that is the reason, because she's a difference maker. She's a high impact player, just makes everyone around her better. It's unfortunate that there are teams in this league that when their star player goes down, they have years of experience on whatever line that is, whichever line that is, that players with experience step up and cannot fill the shoes of that star player, but the team can still perform at a high level. Um, with Chicago, when Mal goes down, our front line is so inexperienced that it almost looks like who do you look to be that goal scorer? They can all be goal scorers. They've all scored goals apart from Jenna. And you look at the line and you want to know who is going to step up. And last match, no one stepped up to score a goal. Obviously, like they didn't get that tick in the box score, but it was a player with very little experience like Jenna who seemed to be the one trying to make things happen at a significant level to fill Mal's shoes. It just didn't work out. It's just unfortunate that Chicago will eventually get there, but just isn't quite there at the point where losing Mal makes too much of a difference than it should.
Yeah, I mean things just take time. Again, like we have Mel back. I think she's 100% now, it's
She
safe to
looks
say.
100%.
So getting used to having her back and working on the chemistry with that forward line, I think, we will start to see hopefully soon a Jenna goal. That would be great. Maybe on the 27th. Sorry, it's like stuck in my throat. That would be great to see live. Um, but the start a counter from all these episodes. Things take time, blah blah blah. That's my whole spiel. We all know about that. So I'm not too worried, but those kinds of losses are frustrating too, where it's like, oh, you have to rely on that one person. Chicago's gonna get there. So I'm not too worried about it. That's in the past. We won today. That was great. Two different goal scorers, one main person of impact. Mallory Swanson had herself a day.
Yeah, the I think if you look at the forwards on this team, like Mal has known Jenna for a very long time, has not played with her for a very long time. And I think the only forward um now since Ava is no longer available on that front line is Sarah that has like the most experience being on a Mallory led team. Last season were the rookie seasons of Penelope Hawking and Ali Schlegel and um, Jamise is new, Ali Cook is new, Nadia Gomes is new. Like everyone else is new. They've never um had to, or they have never gotten to be around a player like Mal who elevates everyone's game yet. And the more and more and more and more that we go through this season and even into next season, these players will have developed significantly under her leadership. And we'll eventually see a day that if Mal is sitting or something, someone else will step up. It'll happen. It's bound to happen.
Maybe by Olympics time.
That
So
soon?
maybe,
I think so.
things can happen.
I think so. I
3
think
months.
this club has been developing very quickly through these first couple of months, and I think it's very possible um, that they'll get there. That they'll get there soon. Uh, we'll find out. But Mal also had a shot that hit off the crossbar and hit the line. They eventually showed a freeze frame of it, and it did look like it did touch the line. It was not over it. Um, but that was quite the moment as well. And um, Malum had a nice shot, great save after a Sam stop long throw in. Uh, just like I don't know, Mal taking tough angled shots as she always does. Uh, Great passes from Allie over the top. And then Mal scores a goal from a Jenna bike assist. I think it started off of a long pass from Carrie Riccaro. But their connection right now is kind of unmatched. They just kind of seem to be clicking together.
It's great. I have no notes. Good job, Red Stars, especially in the first half. I have notes for the second half though. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I would that would add about the first half was it was nice to see Jenna drawing more yellows.
Mm-hmm.
It's what she's best
Just a
at.
little shove.
And I've talked about how unimpressed I am with their long passes this season, but most of their attacks started from long passes, and they were very good passes, and to say the least. I think just the only thing would be they had to make up for a lack of attack down the outside the wings because I think they were really missing Maxi in that area of the field, and they
Yeah.
played Tatum on the right side, which is funny because I was just doing that pre-match presser where I was asking her about playing on the left side, and she was talking about how she can just play anywhere, but she kept alluding to how comfortable she was on the left side, but kept saying like I can play on the right
Hint,
side
hint.
as well. And I was thinking in the moment, I was like, maybe she's talking about like she has to play on the right side eventually, so she's just like sitting next to Lauren, like, yeah, I can play on the right side. Don't worry, dude.
Just in case you needed to know.
Yeah. Don't I don't mind being over there. Just I prefer the left.
Great over there.
Yeah, she was good on the right side.
Yeah.
I think she was I don't I'm still waiting for her to get her passing back into what I think it could be, but she defended well on the right side. I don't think she defended as well on the right side as she did it on the left side in the last match. And it was an interesting choice because Taylor was kind of getting uh, cooked over there by G and Latsko, and it would. Luckily, none of those led to goals, but
Yeah.
I'm sure, regardless of whatever side they were on, they were going to target those wings because the middle is so solidified.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean at first I was like, oh, what the heck? Why is she on the right? But then as I thought about like matchups and stuff, I just thought it made more sense throughout the game. And so you kind of saw that a
With
little bit.
Adamas on the other
Yeah.
side. Yeah, she was impressive, Adamas.
She's
I
a
think
teenager, right?
I think she's 18. Yeah.
18.
I think Tatum made her look less impressive
Yeah.
than she has been in the last four matches. This was her first start for Seattle, so but I thought she looked good. But then second half, interesting. We did get to see another Tatum goal line save.
Amazing.
At that point, she had more saves than Alyssa did because there was nothing on goal for Alyssa to save until later in the match. But 2 weeks, 2 goal line saves.
Yep.
Player that was benched for 3 matches. She did her job. That's
Yeah.
basically what it was. The first goal line save last week was, a shot off of herself that she almost put in the back of the net. She goes, saves it, incredible. This time it was, she was where she was supposed to be. She was in position to make that save because that's where you're positioned to make a save like that. It was what she was tasked to do, and she did it well. I don't think it'll win Save of the Week. I don't think it'll even get nominated because it was like she was just standing there. The ball came to her. She kicked it
Yeah.
away.
Very nonchalant
She
too.
needed to be there. It was impressive to the fact where, she made a goal line clearance. They're always impressive, but maybe not as flashy as the first one. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of it.
We will think about starting a social media campaign, but we make no promises.
But yeah, the second half in general kind of dipped down a little there. They had some attacking opportunities. I think they gave up possession a lot more. Seattle looked way better in the second half than the first half. Um, they scored on a absolute banger from Sierra King outside the box. Carey doesn't step to her. Absolutely should have stepped to her. Nothing Alyssa could do. That was upper 90 bullet. Like it was going in, and
Yeah.
a 5'9" Alyssa is not going to be able to get up there and stop that one.
Guess, when we play Seattle, it's like, yeah, you can score one banger. That's okay. And then
Yeah,
move on.
what was that last one? Rose, was it Rose that just kind of swooped in and just absolutely rocketed one from the top of the box, and
I
it's
mean,
like,
I'm thinking of last game. I'd have to go back
oh,
and,
that
and
one
look at
too.
the,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think last season, Rose had like a just like a why, like why do you have to do that to us now? Like it was quite something. So it's just kind of what Seattle's known for doing to Chicago, I guess. But in that moment, I don't understand why you don't step to her. Like she had so much space, and like Carrie was just standing like a statue. I obviously on TV it's hard to equate how much distance there really was between her, but I really do think she could have at least impacted the angle or at least her confidence in getting that shot off.
Yeah. I mean, time to go look back at the film, prepare for next week.
Yeah,
But I mean, there's not really much you can do, I guess, besides stepping in front of her to stop it. But
yeah. The in the rest of the second half, um, Lauren made 2 subs. Meese and Ali Cook subbed in. Meese looked really good, kind of right off the bat again. She eventually came off for Nadia Gomes, which was concerning. Lauren in the post match presser said that she was just a little bit banged up and thought she could play on it, and she I don't know if she re-aggravated something but you could tell after the first several minutes of her being out there that she wasn't going full sprint anymore, and it looked like she needed to come off, and it's good that they took her off.
Don't want to make the injury worse
No,
than it already is.
but she
Yeah.
did look good in those first couple of minutes. I'm just very impressed with her ball control,
Hmm.
um her ability to just bring long passes down, or balls that are just skied into the air. She has good vision, makes good passes. I think we said it last week. I just really proving why the club drafted her so high. And I hope that her injury's not too serious, because I think she is going to become that impact sub for the club moving forward, the one that will be the first off the bench to get in there and make a difference in the second half.
Yeah, she just seems really calm, cool, and collected. And I feel like, some rookies may be freaking out, being on the field. She doesn't seem like a rookie, just so composed. And that's just so awesome to see. And again, being drafted that high, steal of the draft? Question mark?
I'd have to look at the draft board to see um, who's like outperforming their draft their draft number, but she really does just seem very, like, I love using the word composed. Like, she just looks very composed out there. Like you said, she doesn't seem like a rookie. She doesn't look lost. She doesn't look intimidated by the years of experience of defenders in front of her. Um, she just looks like she wants to get the ball into the box, and she wants to get back and defend. And that's all you can ask from your rookie, is to have the confidence to go out there and perform. And I think that's why Lauren keeps calling her number week in and week out.
Hope she gets better soon, because I agree with what you said. She is that impact sub, especially going forward with not having Ava Cook anymore.
Yeah.
So,
And that's something that we can talk about. Ava Cook, it was announced that she tore her ACL in training this week, or last week by the time that you're listening to this. She'll be added to the season ending injury list. Uh, we are big fans of Ava Cook here. It was what I think going to be a breakout season for her. It's really unfortunate that you had to have a player like her. You don't want any player, obviously, to go down on your team, but I'm really impressed with her statement that she made afterwards about how she's going to be this club's biggest cheerleader, and we know for a fact that she'll still be there for all of her teammates, and she said that uh, when she was posting all those pictures, when she made her comment, there was like some pretty funny, pretty goofy photos near the end of the scroll, and she said laughter heals, and that's why she put those. And I had said that laughter does heal, and this club right now really does seem to have a lot of great characters and great people on it, that seem to provide a lot of positivity and laughter to this club. And I think uh, they will be uh, immense in Ava's recovery, having teammates like the players that are on the Red Stars currently.
it's just when I was sitting and watching the Angel City game, it's the last time I'm gonna bring this stupid game up. But when she got onto the field, one thing I noticed is that she was trying to keep everybody in it, encouraging her teammates, um, going for the ball. Like, that is going to be missed so much. Just her energy in general. There's nobody out there like Ava Cook. She is that girl. And this is a tough loss, especially this early in the season. Like you said, probably was going to be a breakout year for her. I know that the Red Stars have depth and will be okay. If this was like a last year issue, the Red Stars would have been so screwed. But I this one hurts a lot.
Would they have finished below 12th last season?
I'm just saying it would have made things worse.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Way worse.
Yeah, she had quite the impact on last season's club, and this season she looked to be in better form than she was last season. And I really did think that the impact that she would have on this club this season was going to be a difference maker. So yeah, it's heartbreaking that a player like her won't be on the club this season or on the field this season, but hopefully she sticks with this club and we'll get to see her again in at least a year from now.
So far away.
I know. But yeah, let's go back to the match. Maybe just something to celebrate there was a moment in this match where Alyssa Naeher crossed 15,000 minutes in the NWSL. She was the first keeper to ever do it in the NWSL. That is so many minutes. She probably would have crossed this last year if her injury in 2021 hadn't happened. She is just her longevity is just incredible. She doesn't play like a player who has been in this league for as long as she has. She doesn't play like a player that you think has, 15,000 minutes under their legs, especially at keeper, which is such a mentally taxing position to play in this sport. And day in and day out, she just continues to elevate her game. She continues to impress everyone. She is a living legend, and she will just continue to dominate at her position for as long as she wants to. And in the post-match presser, Lauren even talked about um, her preparedness, her like how she takes care of her body, um, the mentality that she has to keep getting better. It was funny because it came off of Alyssa being asked this question, and she gave a very modest and humble answer, as she always does. But Lauren was like, I'm just going to step in and answer truthfully because people need to know exactly what the reason is that she can get to 15,000 minutes.
Let me answer a piece of it because she's trying to be very modest. I mean, the way she trains and prepare her body and prepare herself, I have never, actually, I've been in this game for a long time, so, and I have never, ever, man or woman, seen anybody prepare as good as she does and take care of her body. So, credit to Alyssa on that one. I mean, it's just all her preparation and her mental state. I mean, that's the reason why that thing, and she do take care of herself. So yeah.
What an incredible feat. I mean, and for it to be a win too, that's kind of the icing on the cake as well. But she's just one of those players where it's like, of course she's gonna break this record, or of course she's gonna be the first to do it. Like, I can't imagine how many more minutes she's gonna get, but I know that probably another keeper won't be able to touch that for a while. So, congrats, Alyssa. Please stay in shape. Please be in our goal for the next few years.
Yeah. Yep. And as I was called out for by a couple of different people last week when we were joking about jumping on the different extension trains.
Yeah, I saw.
No, I didn't mention Alyssa, which I should have. I will admit, just escaped my mind, and then I made the
4
joke about
trains.
so many trains. I have tickets for all of them. Believe me.
So do I.
I am on all of them. I may have to invent cloning or something to get on all of them, but I will find a way. And I'll be there and I will fight because I want all of
4.
them.
4 trains. It's only 4, right?
I don't know.
We'll steal
There's
people from the
probably so
Discord.
many
The
more.
Discord.
I don't want. This is the point where we are. How many? We're like 18 episodes into Red Stars Report. We're what 4 episodes, 5 episodes into the season. We just talked about last off season so much and the players that we lost and the players that we gained. And I don't think it's time for me to start reminding people where people's contracts are. If you want to know this, I have an extensive Excel spreadsheet that gives all the information about the players and their contract lengths and everything. There's a link in the description, but I don't want to start putting out just here's whose contracts are ending at the end of this season. A lot of them have options. A lot of them have 1-year options at the end of the season, but there's quite a few that end in 2024. And I don't want to talk about it right now.
No more train talk.
No more train talk. We're on the trains, but we're silently on the trains currently.
No more Instagram reels about player contracts. Okay, we're done with that.
We're focusing on wins currently.
Dubs only.
Dubs only. Let's get back to the dub. Seattle was a club in our preview that I talked about needing to shut down Balser and shut down G. I think they did that quite impressively. It wasn't a super surprise because, you know, our defenders are very good. Adamas, we mentioned, was impressive, but also, you know, just from the little chances that she got, it didn't make too much of a difference. I don't think our defenders had anything to do with Sierra King scoring that goal. That was more of a midfield issue. And apart from that, the other thing that I had mentioned was Cook coming back and kind of being worried that a player like Alana Cook could shut down our struggling front line. And I was wrong. Cook got cooked by Mal on more than one occasion. Mal nutmegged G at one point in the box. That was beautiful. I should have just, I don't know. I didn't know if Mal was going to be in this game at the time of that recording, but I should have just known that no one's going to stop Mal. It's not going to happen. And no matter who you are, what your accolades are, you're not stopping Mal. And and that's what happened. They didn't stop Mal.
I still rate Alana Cook. I still think that she's good. You can disagree with me, whatever, but when you go up against Mal, don't expect that it's gonna be easy. So
I mean,
yeah.
we've watched Mal make the best defenders in the league look silly. We've seen her make the best defenders in the world look silly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a shock when a player, no matter how good they are, and like you, I think Alana Cook is a very good player, which is why I mentioned her in our preview. Um, it's it was bound to happen because it's Mal. But on the other side of um on the other side of the field, our defense was like the first half was not too many instances where the back line had to make, you know, incredible saves, incredible blocks. They certainly had them, but it was a lot of pressure from the forward line or the um, the midfielders were pressing at times, and it benefited us greatly. The second half, on the other hand, is when our defenders had to really step in. Sam Staub had a incredible block in the box after a very dangerous play ball into the box. I don't know how she contorted her body like
Yeah.
that to make that block while on the ground almost, and like kicking her foot up like that. I Sam Staub is just unreal, and as impressive and as overly impressive as Croy Bethune has been for Washington, which probably would have been Chicago's pick if they had kept that draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
I still would take Sam Staub because
I also would take Sam Staub.
this club needed Sam Staub, and they got her, and she proves every single week that that trade was probably the most important piece of the offseason.
We're just so lucky to get to watch Sam Staub in a Chicago Red Stars kit every week. What a blessing that is. And I love that. Emma Hayes caught her phone. Just saying.
The interesting thing that kind of came from the pre-match presser with Tatumn Milazzo. So she was asked about just Sam and Natalia, like what they're kind of playing next to them was like. And she said exactly what you and I had been talking about the last couple of weeks. She said that Sam is a very noticeable player. She makes these flashy plays. She's kind of always there when you need her, and she's incredible. And she said Natalia is a silent warrior who just, you know, does the work.
I think both of them bring two different things to the game. I feel like Sam is this big presence that really you notice her on the field. She makes a lot of things happen. And then I think Natu is just this like silent warrior for you. And I think being able to play next to them it's really nice. And I feel like we've all really gelled together well. So it's been really exciting to get different kind of players in here and all of us kind of work together well.
And I thought when she said that, I was like Grant and I were so right. Like
We been new.
It was it was validating to say the least to hear a player who plays next to them every single day say the exact thing that we said. I I don't remember. You've used the term silent warrior before. Did you use
Silent
that?
killer.
Silent killer. You've used that
She
for other
definitely listened to
players.
our show and was like, let me change up the words so
I
I'm not plagiarizing.
I doubt that. But it was absolutely correct, and it was shown in this match as well. I had asked our Discord once again for their player of the match. The poll at the moment is still going on, but currently I'm pretty sure.
Malpew.
Is it still going on? Oh no, it ended. Okay, so Mal won with 71% of the votes. But second was Natalia, which is not surprising to me because she would be my second as well. I think she once again just did the work that you need her to do. And I think she was more involved offensively in this match than she was in the other matches, which was
I agree.
because then she became a little more noticeable when she was getting into the offense. She made I don't even remember when it was, but she made this touch in the middle of the field. She looked like she was about to fall on her back, but she stayed up and she got the ball up. She shot a laser just
Yeah.
over the crossbar. I was like, that's the Natalia I remember from from Portland,
I was like, who
the
is that?
attacker. Yeah. She was so heavily involved in the attack in when she played for Portland, but since Chicago has moved her to that center back role, um, she makes really good progressive runs and passes, but not so much actually getting shots towards goal. So it was really nice to see her kind of get up there and get a chance or two. I was really hoping that at least one would go in. It'll be quite the moment when Natalia scores one from outside the box.
Yeah, it was a nice surprise to see her get more involved in the attack in this game. I would like to see more going forward. More defender goals, pretty please.
I do love a defender goal. That
Mhm.
was another thing that I talked about with Tatum pre-match. I had asked her if she was gonna kind of try to replicate her first goal of her career against Seattle, which was, and she said,
Banger.
nothing compares. Nothing could probably compare to a shot like that because her first career goal back in 2021 was wow. Like if you haven't seen it, you should see it. It's quite the shot that goes just into the top corner of the goal from just maybe a yard inside the box. It was quite impressive. She didn't get too much into the attack this match. I think she had her hands full a little on the right side of that field, and I think she's more naturally gifted getting up higher on the left side, which is why I'd like to see her be over there. But I don't know what Taylor's comfortability is on each side of the field. Maybe she's more comfortable on the left, and Tatum's played everywhere. Tatum's played center backs. She's played right back, left back. So we'll find out if moving forward if the seriousness of Maxi's injury plays a factor in the starting lineup of the next match against Portland.
I was kind of hoping to see a new face in the back line today, but Lauren knows what's up. I was hoping to see Golski. Thought, maybe it was her time to
Oh,
shine.
sure.
But, it's okay. Whatever. We move on. So it just
I thought
yeah.
maybe if I figured that Taylor would get the start after I saw that Maxi was injured. I thought maybe if Chicago had gotten out to a 3-0 or 4-0
Mm.
lead like they very easily could have in that first half, then we might have seen a player like Bogalski get into the second half. But yeah, still one of the only few players that has not seen minutes on this team. But like we said previously, it's not going to be easy to find minutes on that back line this season.
Shame, but a good shame, I guess.
We won. That's what matters, right? That's all that matters. Dubs.
Dubs.
But another thing that I wanted to mention really quickly, as I'm, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm wearing the new 2024 primary kit. On our Discord server, we held a kit giveaway that ended the day that we're recording this, the day that the match had taken place, and a member of our Discord, Riza, was the winner. So congratulations to her, and thank you for supporting Red Stars Report and everyone that participated. We had I think about 50 people that participated in the giveaway. And the thing that I thought was the most important and meaningful thing that kind of came out of doing that for our community was Risa told me that this will be the first Red Stars kit that they've ever owned. So I thought that was that made it more special than anything else, because like I had mentioned to you when we were talking about this prior to recording, I like if like I own so many Red Stars kits, and winning a contest like that, if I was, someone like me participating, I think it would have less meaning to it. And so for us to provide someone with their first Red Stars kit, I think was very special and very important to me.
Go Red Stars. Hopefully I can get mine replaced. It's always nice to see someone get their first kind of jersey, whatever team you root for. I remember when I got my first Red Stars jersey, wore it, got it signed, didn't wear it again.
Who was your first Red Stars jersey?
Huh. Davidson.
Was
That's why it's
Davidson?
turned.
That one?
That's why it's turned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine was Clea Watt. I went back eventually and bought a Sam Kerr one, but the first one that I got was a Clea Watt one, because it was the first time that I, since supporting the club by that year, was the first time where I could actually afford a jersey, and that jersey was something that I wore a lot. I loved.
Yeah.
And it was the neighborhood kit, the one with the neighborhoods all written in the Chicago flags, blue stripes. Every single one of the Chicago Red Stars kits for the last like 5 years have just been absolute gold. So and this one, as much as I kind of liked it and thought it was maybe a little below the standard of typical Red Stars kits, seeing it on the field, especially with those Red Sox, and wearing it now, having one wearing it, it's up there. it's already grown on me immensely.
I'll have to wait till I get mine, and I'll be the judge of that if I think it compares. But I mean, I'm a big fan of this one.
That's a very nice one. The elevated kit is very nice. That's the one that I have Sam Kerr for, and it's a beauty.
Yeah. Just too bad I only have one. Shame on my bank account. Be better.
We'll get you more, Grant. But yeah,
I will just say really quick that if my family is listening to this, you will be getting me a Red Stars jersey for my birthday. That's all I wanted to say. Continue.
as someone who's a big fan of Star Wars, I was hoping you would like wave your hand or something, but
No. I'm not really that into Star
you're not a
Wars. Sorry,
nerd
LT.
like me. We understand, Grant. I'm just a big nerd. You're the sports fan.
Okay. No, I'm not. You don't see any
cover
of
cover
this.
all of that. we have Portland coming up next. That's, you know, a team that was struggling incredibly for the whole season up until
Mhm.
this weekend, and they put on an impressive performance, and now I really don't know what to think of them.
Well, they played Houston, so it's like you really
Yeah,
can't think that much of them.
yeah, that's true. Houston has been
It's not a real challenge.
it's just I wouldn't say it's not a real challenge.
Well,
Jane Campbell's still a very good
I know.
goalkeeper. It's just like I think like Alyssa last year, it's hard to look like a good goalkeeper when the defense is failing you.
Yeah.
So yeah, Houston's a problem right now. Uh just no pun intended there, but I just realized that. Um the Portland in general has been struggling. They just announced that they're gonna move their head coach into the front office and are on the look for another head coach. Sophia Smith really seems like the only player who's been in top tier form and kind of trying to do everything by herself.
May I suggest Janine Becky to be added to that?
That's true. I that is a good point. Janine Becky has been playing very well, but the club as a whole has not been doing very well, and I don't know how much of a challenge they'll present to Chicago this upcoming weekend. I think Sophia Smith will be the first big challenge that Chicago's back line will have had to deal with, and we'll just kind of wait and find out if Sam and Natalia can keep her at bay.
Yeah. I mean, I just keep thinking back to those World Cup commercials. She's scary good. It's just true. It's a known fact. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, Sophia Smith, she's horrible. She's not gonna score on us. It's definitely gonna be a very interesting battle between her and the defenders. Basically, almost the same as Mel Pugh. You know, it kind of feels inevitable. Um, Especially watching that Kansas City game, like her trying to do everything herself, essentially getting her team back into the game at one point. Like, I have a feeling that this could go back and forth a little bit. Um, so we'll see. But it'll be interesting to see Sophia Smith live and in person.
Yeah. Yep. Um, Offense good, defense bad for Portland. That's pretty much the summary. And Chicago defense incredible, offense getting there. So it'll
So
be
close.
it'll be an interesting matchup comparatively between the lines. And Grant and I will both be there in person. So we'll try to set something up at halftime so we can hang out with the Discord members. But for now, we'll wrap things up this week. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to all those locations to know when our next episode goes up. Make sure you're following us at Red Stars Report on our social media channels to keep up with the latest news between our episodes. And don't forget to join our Discord with the link in the description. Currently, I'm pretty sure that all of our Discord members are still chatting about this week's match in our post-match chat. They love to go long hours with those. Next time you see us, we'll be recapping that match against Portland and previewing the next match after that. And with that, we'll see you next week for another Red Stars Report.